everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Stasia and I've recently lost 25 pounds in just under 3 months. So today's video, I'm going to be talking about the one thing that I feel made that happen. Now, I am not new to a plant-based diet at all, so maybe this is your first time landing on one of my videos. I am no stranger to this way of eating. However, my weight loss, has kind of been up and down over the last few years. I've stalled out around the same weight, I've gained some, I've lost some, but I've never really had such a dramatic drop like I have in these last 3 months. And now, of course, there is so much that goes into a weight loss journey, so sad to say, there isn't just a magic pill or just one thing only that you can do and everything's just going to be magically better. However, in my case, I can confidently say that by changing this one thing, the weight just started falling off. Now, I have mentioned this in some of my previous recent videos, but today's video, I'm gonna get into it a little bit deeper as there were a lot of questions kind of surrounding the specifics of what I did. So we'll be talking about that a little later in the video. But for right now, if you are also on a plant-based weight loss journey, or you're just looking to improve your health and you're lost about what to eat, or you want to see what I've personally been eating to lose this 25 pounds in 3 months, then be sure to check out my weight loss recipe ebooks. These are the exact recipes that I have been following, and right now, all of my weight loss recipe ebooks are on sale for 50% off. So I will have that link posted in my description box below. Okay, so the number one thing that I have changed that really rocked my world in terms of losing weight on a plant-based diet is to eliminate overt fats. Now, a lot of you had questions like, what do overt fats even mean in the first place? So basically what that means is that I've eliminated all added fats. So those are things such as eliminating any types of oils. I don't use any oil in my cooking, as well as any types of nuts or seeds or avocados. So while some of those foods are great from a nutrition standpoint, avocados are full of nutrition as well as nuts and seeds. So from a nutritional standpoint, there's nothing wrong with those foods. And for some people, they might even work well into their plant-based diet. But in my case, I was focusing just on weight loss specifically. And as much as I love those foods, they really did not love me in terms of weight loss. So before deciding to eliminate them, I was eating avocado toast quite often. And I really didn't think that it was that big of a deal. Avocado toast was literally one of my favorite foods. And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, avocados are extremely healthy for us. I always put it on my whole grain bread that also, isn't a bad bread. And I thought this is kind of the perfect meal, and it was so delicious. As well as my salads. I love having avocado in my salads, as well as having some type of nut-based dressing. Now, I'm going to be the first to admit that I find that the dressings for salads are the most difficult to find, really delicious ones, when you've removed all the fat. I don't think that there's any argument about that. Of course, we can be satisfied with maybe some lemon juice or lime juice or apple cider vinegar or something along those lines. It's not terrible, but it is just not the same, in my opinion anyways, when the fat is removed. So the reason I'm keeping it real about that is because that explains the reason why I continued to eat those things. Because I always wanted to get my salads in, and the easiest and most delicious way of doing that was always to have some type of nut-based dressing or to have avocado directly in the salad and then just kind of mix it up in my salad. So those are the reasons why I continued to have them in my diet, but I did not really think that it was affecting my weight loss all that much. And I should add that these foods are really calorically dense, so even a little goes a long way, So I think it's really easy to underestimate the amount that you're actually consuming when you think like, oh, it's just half an avocado, but a avocado every day, or half an avocado in the morning, but then in the evening, I'm having some type of like nut-based dressing on my salad, right? So all of those things add up. Around 3 months ago, I ended up having some issues with my gallbladder. So for those of you who don't know anything about gallbladder health, don't worry, because neither did I really. But once you start having issues, believe me, you find out real quick what gallbladder issues are all about, and it is not fun. So in a nutshell, the gallbladder is responsible for digesting any fat that you consume, whether that fat is healthy or whether that fat is unhealthy. However, it is always 1,000 times worse if it's unhealthy fat. Your attacks are always going to be worse. So at any rate, I could tell that my gallbladder was starting to struggle a little bit and I was having some digestive issues and some pain. And I thought, this is it. Like, I am gonna get my butt into gear and I'm gonna get serious about my health. So I ended up deciding then to eliminate all of my fats from my diet. So little to my knowledge did I know at the time what amazing side effect was going to come along with that choice. I ended up losing 20 pounds in 2 months by simply cutting out the fat. Like, I still can't get over it. I still can't get over it. It is the number one thing that I changed, especially if I'm going back to, 3 months ago. I really wasn't focused too much on my weight as I was my health. So my health was the top priority. I just wanted to feel better. I wanted to get my gallbladder to calm down. And little did I know that I was going to drop weight that rapidly. So of course that was exciting to me, and I started to connect the dots and I'm like, wow. So basically I just had to omit any overt fats and the magic started happening. So my gallbladder has since really calmed down, thank goodness. And of course, I'm still continuing doing what I've been doing. I've been feeling great. The weight is still coming off. I just did a recent video last week where at the middle to the end of that video, I do give an update as far as where I'm at right now. And I'm happy to say that I'm now down 25 pounds in about 3 months, pretty much just by eliminating that fat. Now, some of your questions that I wanted to touch on when I first released my video about a month or 2 ago now, explaining how I lost that first 20 pounds. I did touch on everything I just explained now, but what I would like to do is answer some of those questions that you guys had after that video. And so one of the questions were, did I eat any overt fats at all? No, I don't add any type of avocado, nuts or seeds, anything like that. In fact, all of my dressings that I was using before that did have nuts and seeds, I have just swapped that out and I've started using beans in the place of the nuts and seeds. And honestly, it's some of the best dressing that I've ever had. It really doesn't taste too much different to me by removing the nuts and replacing them with beans. And I know that that might not sound that great, but you would be surprised. The beans really do give kind of a creamy consistency comparable to, any type of fat you would normally have in it. So I'm really happy with that swap. And so that's basically what I've been doing for those salad dressings. Another question that some of you have had is, will I ever eat these foods again? And, that's kind of a tricky question. I want to say probably, if I'm being honest, because again, I don't demonize those types of foods. I think that avocados, nuts, and seeds are gorgeous plant-based foods that have a lot to offer us. Will I ever eat them the way that I was eating them before? Probably not. I don't want to fall back into that rabbit hole. So I'm going to say this. I don't see myself eating them for, anywhere in the near future, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'll never eat them again. I think it would be great eventually if I could get to a place once I'm happy with my weight loss, I'm happy with the state of my gallbladder, that maybe I could introduce a very small amount of avocado or a very, very small amount of nuts and seeds. That can be a really slippery slope though, and I'm very, very well aware of that. So I would tread very lightly, but as far as right now, that's not in my foreseeable future at all. So I'm actually really content just eating the way that I'm eating by not adding those, calorically dense plant-based foods into my diet. So I'm just gonna keep it there for now. So my answer to that is, I'm happy where I'm at right now. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I'm just gonna keep the overt fats out of my diet. Okay, another question that was asked is, what do I do when I eat out about any type of overt fats being added to the meal? And I have a very, very simple answer for that one. And that is that I don't eat out. So I literally eat at home 24/7, or I guess I should say if I'm not at home, then I'm always sure to bring something with me. But I've actually been out to eat dining with my friends and family and my husband, and I order nothing. I'm just learning to navigate those situations a lot better now. I'm learning to become more comfortable in the situations where there's food around me that the food is not for me, but I'm okay to be around it and I'm okay to still participate in the social aspect of it. And I just also prepare really well. So I'll eat before I go, or I'll bring something with me. So there are ways around that make it a lot more comfortable. So the answer is that I just don't eat out. So another question that I had from one of my followers was that, have I ever experienced any type of hair loss eating this way? And I have seen this be a popular question, within the plant-based community. I have heard of people losing their hair while following an oil-free, whole food, plant-based diet. I can't really speak too much on that. I don't really know what the reasons are. I've seen suggestions of what those reasons could be. You have to keep in mind we are all very different. Certain people could have underlying health issues that maybe they're not even aware of. There could be deficiencies just in terms of vitamins in their body and stuff like that. So I think that might be a very specific case-by-case type of thing. But to answer the question, no. In fact, my hair has been growing like a weed and I'm so happy. I've actually been giving a lot more attention to my hair in terms of doing like nice oil treatments and, keeping the heat off of it and stuff. And I just find when I'm eating super clean, my hair just grows like crazy. So actually the opposite has been true for me. My hair is doing fantastic. And yeah, I mean, if that ever ended up happening, that would definitely be something I would update here on my channel to let all of you know. But I can say at this point so far, we are good in the hair department. And one other thing I want to touch on is that there are naturally occurring fats in almost all foods. So even when I say I'm omitting the overt fats, that doesn't mean that there's zero fat that I'm consuming in my diet. For example, this one was a little bit shocking for me. Oats. When I went to make oats, 1/3 of a cup has 3 grams of fat in it. That's without adding anything. That's with cooking it in water. There's 3 grams of fat in, how little 1/3 of a cup of oats is? So keep in mind, we're just eliminating those extra added fats, but that doesn't mean that our bodies are not consuming any fat at all. So I think that was actually one of the biggest questions or areas of confusion that people had when I said that I was eliminating overt fats. They thought that meant that I was having zero fat at all in my diet. And that's really not the case. There's naturally occurring fats, naturally occurring proteins, naturally occurring a lot of things in food that we don't actually have to add because it's already there. All right, so I'm gonna leave it there as far as the questions go. However, if you do have any other questions for me regarding, eliminating those overt fats, then just be sure to leave it in my comments and I can respond to you there. But in general, that is the one thing that I truly feel has made the biggest difference in terms of getting my weight going. I've also had followers comment on my videos or reach out to me to tell me that they have also started to omit or reduce their amount of overt fats, and they're also having some wild success with it. And if you're one of those people that's having success and you haven't let me know yet, then I'd love to hear about it, so you can also drop that in the comments below. As I always stress, health is not a one-size-fits-all, at least not in my humble opinion. I really believe it depends, on the person. We all have different bodies that react different ways. So of course, I'm just sharing my experience, what is working for me. That does not necessarily mean that it's the right way for you. So I would definitely encourage you to obviously check things out with your doctor, test things out on yourself to see how you feel and go from there. Weight loss is something that I have struggled with for years, up, down, all around, it's been quite the journey. So I would be lying if I didn't say that I am so incredibly thrilled that I finally found what I believe works for me. If you are also on a plant-based weight loss journey and you've really been struggling to get this weight off or maybe just stalled for quite some time, then perhaps that's maybe something that you could also give a try. Even if it's just a week trial run, you could just eliminate all overt fats and see what happens. All right, everyone, so I'm gonna leave it here. I hope that answered some of your questions, some of your concerns. And like I said before, if you have any other questions, curiosities about what I'm doing, then just drop it in the comments and I'll be sure to answer you there. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel and you love health and weight loss content, following a plant-based diet, and you want to follow along mine or let me help you with yours, then be sure to hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss any of my future videos. Thanks everyone for watching, and we will see you in the next one.